Today we're going to talk about the dangers of overpricing your house in a declining housing market. The title of this video is Sellers Don't Fight the Market. We're still seeing sellers that are fighting the trends that buyers are setting in the housing market. They still want to price their house based on home sales 6 months ago. And there's a great danger if you do that. So I'm going to show you a real world example here of one of my listings and what happened when the seller overpriced their house as the market was shifting and going down. One of the very interesting things about real estate, when I'm sitting at a listing appointment and I'm at the kitchen table and I'm discussing pricing with the sellers, it's interesting that the person in charge of pricing the home isn't in the conversation. I don't set prices. The seller doesn't set the prices. It's the buyers. So all I'm trying to do is use my knowledge of the market, looking at stats, and trying to figure out what the buyer is going to be willing to pay for a certain house. So I'm going to show you an example here. I'll step out of the way. So this seller comes to me and says, Tim, I need to sell my house, need to get as much money as possible. Where do you think we should price the house? And after doing all of my research, looking at the house, I came up with a price of $500,000. Immediately, the seller said, well, wait, there's this house down the street. It's my exact house. It sold for $525,000. I want that price. And I pointed out to them that this home sold 60 days ago, 2 months ago. And when a house sells 2 months ago, we have to calculate also how long was their escrow, typically 30 days. So in reality, this home went into contract 90 days ago, 3 months. It's a 3-month-old comparable, and the market started to shift around 3 months ago. So the seller's looking at this number saying, I want $525,000. So I explained to them what's going on in the market. We're averaging around a 2.5% decrease in the median price in Sacramento County. So over 3 months, that's a 7.5% drop. He holds firm and says, I want to try it. Let's just try it, and if it doesn't work, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we'll reduce the price. So we list it at $525,000. Now remember, I suggested $500,000. That's this red dotted line, $500,000. This blue line is the actual value of the house. Obviously, it's kind of a theoretical number because the buyer is the one in charge of this. From all of my research, I still think $500,000 is a good price, and the market's continuing down. So we put the house on the market at $505,000, and we sit there for 30 days and no offers. And finally, the seller comes to me and says, okay, Tim, you were right. Obviously, we're overpriced. Let's drop it to the price that you suggested of $500,000. So we drop it to $5,000. And we get no offers. Why? Because as we were sitting here for a month, prices have continued down. We haven't reached where your home should be, where the buyers are buying homes. And we sit for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. The seller's getting frustrated. Tim, you told me I could sell my house for $500,000. Why is it not selling? Well, because the market's changing daily. It's always moving. It's a breathing, living thing. And we drop it again, and still nothing. And this is the problem when you overprice in a declining market. You're chasing the market down, and it can be very difficult to catch. This home ended up selling at $475,000. $470K. Partially because it was on the market so long. And what do all buyers ask when they're out looking at properties? How long's the house been on the market? Why do they ask? If that house has been on the market for 60 days, what are they thinking? Hey, the seller's going to take a lower offer. And that's exactly what happened. So they lost probably $25,000 because they didn't price the house correctly at the beginning. Very similar scenario to another listing of mine in Carmichael. I told the seller, I think your house is going to sell between $450 and $470. In this market, in that range, I would suggest pricing it closer to the $450 mark. And he took my advice and said, let's do right at $450. Within 4 days, I had 3 offers and we sold at $452. He didn't chase the market down. He priced it right. He wanted it sold quickly, and boom, we got an offer within 4 days. So this is the issues with chasing the market or overpricing your house in a declining market. You need to be aggressive. We're getting a lot more homes on the market, and as that happens, we're still continuing in that downward slope. I hope this helped. If you have questions about pricing, want to buy or sell a house, feel free to reach out. I'm Tim Pantle, the Adopt a Dog Realtor. Thanks for watching.